Number 7, we're going to be talking about inspiration, inspiring, and we want to inspire a feeling and we want to inspire action. How do you use technology to inspire? Now, this is going to get a little bit techie here. And as I'm speaking, it might be overwhelming. This is why you hire a web developer like Jumbo John, or there's tons of really fabulous web developers, but this is one of the reasons why you hire a good web developer. Your technology should go unnoticed. Have you ever been to a musical performance when the accompanist to the spotlight performer was terrible? You don't notice the accompanist unless something is going wrong. So your technology, like a good accompanist in a musical performance, should go unnoticed. That means your site should load quickly, it should be easy to navigate, and it should perform properly. You should be aware of speed and security. You should be aware of and take advantage of on-site optimization. On our PDF here on page 10, if you're following along, there's a list. And I would recommend you yourself or passing this on to your web developer take into account these things. Number 1, test your site speed. We use a free program called ctmetrics.com and you can test your speed. The fabulous about CT Metrics is that it will tell you what to do to fix it, which is awesome. Number 2, add a firewall for security. Number 3, you should have a good host. A virtual private server is for shopping carts and enterprise businesses and subdomains. That's like, for example, if you go to a party and you have a bouncy house, your hosting is like a bouncy house. Do you want to share your website hosting resources with 100 kids in that bouncy house? Do you want to get a bouncy house that maybe you have your best friends there? Maybe there's 3 or 4 people sharing that bouncy house. Or do you want the bouncy house all to yourself? If you have 100 kids in that bouncy houses, those resources are going to be really stretched. It's going to be uncomfortable at times, but it's going to cost a lot less. So make sure you talk to your web developer and your hosting about what kind of hosting you need for your website. Use a Linux server with cPanel. Really important. Ask your host if it's a Linux server with cPanel. You should use a great theme. There's a lot of really fabulous themes out there. I have listed a couple of themes that we use. We use Beaver Builder. Studio Press is really lightweight, so that's a fabulous theme if you're concerned about speed. You need to use caching, a caching plugin, using a CDN or content delivery network. Remove unnecessary plugins, optimize your database, disable hot linking of leeching of your content. What that means is some people will use your photos that are on your server and post them on your website, which will slow your server down. Really, really, really important is to add an SSL certificate so that on your URL it says HTTPS. Google is going to dock websites now that do not have an SSL certificate, even if you're not a shopping cart. A couple other things, expiring headers, set your Gravatar image, have your favicon to your images, post revisions restored, turn off pingbacks and trackbacks, and replace PHP with static HTML. I know that's a lot of techie stuff. If that stuff is confusing to you, you're not quite sure how to do it, call your web developer. You can look on Google. There's lots of really fabulous website tests and tutorials as well. You can call us. We do this all the time, and we would be happy to help you with your site speed and security. Your optimization. On-site optimization is the art of letting Google know what is on your website and what kind of readers would be helped by your content. So a couple of tips, there's about 10 here. Link to other websites with relevant content. So those are outbound links away from your website. Write for humans first and search engines second. Even though you're using keywords, the keywords should be embedded naturally as if you're speaking using them. Encourage other people, other businesses, other relevant people in your community to link to you. You could do this by a lot of different ways, but offering really relevant, fabulous content is the best way to do that. Add website analytics at the start of your development. Google Analytics, and you can do Bing and Yahoo as well. You want to use keywords for each page. We use a program on our WordPress sites called Yoast. There's a free version that's fabulous that allows you to identify, okay, so this page is about this keyword. And you don't want to choose keywords that include your business name or your name if you're promoting yourself. You want to use keywords for people looking for you that don't know you yet. So if you're a speaker, people can find you by your name if they already know your name. But if you talk about resiliency or overcoming adversity, you're going to want to peg people who are looking for that topic, and that's going to lead them to you, and then they'll find out your name. You want to optimize your images. JPEG for rasterized images, GIFs for vector images, and PNGs for transparent backgrounds. But you want to make sure that the images are the appropriate size for the appropriate location, and that they are saved 72 DPI, and that they are saved for the web. You want as little data as possible while they still look fabulous. Write a unique meta description for each page and include at least 300 words on every page of text, on every page to read. You want to make sure you're using your keywords on your headers, a subheader, and in the paragraph text. Use alt text for all your images that include your keywords. Google can't read a picture, and so that alt text on the image tells Google what that picture is about. And it's a great way. It's really, really fun as you add alt text for your images to test those keywords and see how your pictures start coming up in the Google search. It's pretty awesome. Use readable and meaningful URLs only. And a new development is to design for mobile first and desktop second. It's a lot of really good technology information. Refer back to the PDF for details. If you have questions about this, contact us at jumbojohn.com. This is probably the most difficult part of 9 ways to use your website to grow your business.